Welcome to the ProtoART. Be sure to like and subscribe for new content.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the ProtoART. So today I'm actually going to be covering a curriculum I used to teach for music theory and sound and music production. So I'm going to be using Reason's Propellerhead Reason software. If you're not familiar, there's different versions out there. So this is going to be version 5, but it is applicable to older and some newer versions. It may look a little different, but the same theory and principles apply. So it's going to be baby steps, and this is just an introduction. So the main thing I want to focus on first is creating a drum pattern using the Reason drum computer. You have your instrument rack. This is where all your drum machines, your samplers, and your synthesizers go. And below that is your sequencer. That's where all your arrangement goes, or you're actually recording. And you move your sounds and MIDI information around on the bottom here. I'm gonna just go to the top here and say create and a redrum drum computer. So this is the main thing we're gonna be focusing on today. So let me minimize this other stuff. There you go. So this is the redrum drum computer. So it's kind of a sampler in a way. So you can load up different sound banks and sounds you collect over time, your own personal ones, some you find online, and stuff you can purchase. But it basically has a whole drum kit built into it by default, and you can load independent sounds depending on the row. So if I go on this this folder here, click it, I can choose its own sound. I can mess around with these settings here, the pan, the volume, the length. It just basically means how long the sound lasts for. So if it's like a snare drum, for instance, let me find something that's longer. Like a tom. If I shorten the length of it, see, it's very short. If I keep the length maxed out, that little tail end of it lasts longer. You have the pitch, where if you lower it down, stuff sounds lower. So let me just program in some sounds here. You can hear how it's changing according to how I'm adjusting the pitch. So all of these knobs are independent to the row. When you are changing your sounds around, make sure you choose the select button. This allows you to change the individual instrument there. If you want to change the entire drum kit all at once, there's a folder to the left of this right here. And when you click it, you can change the whole drum kit. And that changes all the sounds of that entire drum kit all at once. There are a lot that you can find online, and you can make your own too. So on this little area here, this is where you actually program your patterns of your song. So I just kind of demoed it for a second there. Just clicking in the boxes, I put different sounds. It tells the computer to play those different sounds. You can adjust according to how hard or soft the sound actually hits. So if I go to my kick, I'm going to program some little kick drums in here. So by default, it's on medium. If I toggle these to hard or soft, they give you different sounds according to like how an actual drum kit would sound. If you hit a drum hard, it's going to sound different versus you tapping it. Below that is the tempo. Right here that's how fast your song's going. So tempo is the speed at which the pace of your song's playing, and the tempo is also referred to like BPM, or beats per minute, just meaning how fast your song's going. So if I'm slowing down my tempo, let me turn on the click track real fast. The song's slowing down. The tempo's a little slower. If I'm speeding up the BPM, so it's at 120 BPM, beats per minute, the tempo's a lot faster. You can also use a tap tempo or manually put in your tempo that you want there. You have a play button, stop button, a record button, and you have a loop button that you can toggle on or off, and all that does is loop whatever's between these two left and right little bars here. Okay, so I don't want to dive too much into those just yet. I just want to mainly focus on this drum machine. So I actually want you guys to program a pattern today. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to change the whole drum kit around. So I'm going to make sure everything's zeroed out. I'm gonna leave my setting to hard there. I want you to click on this little folder here. You're gonna go into the default folder that Reason has, Reason Factory Sound Bank. You're gonna go to Reason Drum Kit, and you're gonna find the hip hop kit and choose number 7. Once you have that selected, I want you to go to your row number 3 here, and I want you to type in the boxes 5 and 13. Next, I want you to go to row number 5, and I want you to type in the boxes 1 and 11. And then last, I want you to go to row number 1 and make sure you toggle all the boxes on. And once you did all that, go ahead and hit the space bar or hit the play button to play your song. So now you just made your first your drum sequence. So the cool thing about Reasons is there's a lot of ways you can manipulate sounds and make your different patterns. You can create different patterns within the drum machine itself by toggling one of these other boxes. So if I press the second box, all those boxes that were lit up, they're gone. They're not erased, they're just in a different sequence. So now I'm on a whole different pattern right now, and I can toggle any old drums I want, snares, all that. Sounds completely different. Again, my sounds aren't gone, they're just on a different pattern. So if I want to go back, I can just toggle that pattern back. And eventually we'll get to the point where I can show you how you can program your patterns to change on the bottom here. So it'll go from one pattern to another. If you want to change it for like a chorus or a verse in a song, and so on and so forth. So go ahead and play around with that, make your own little sequence and pattern, and just have a little fun with that. Once you're satisfied with what you created, go ahead and go to File, Save As, and make sure you label it something you can remember and save it somewhere you can remember where you saved it to. If you do choose to use some of your own custom sounds, it's very important you go to Song, Self-Contained Settings, and there'll be an option to toggle on the box here, and you say check all, and you hit OK, and it's gonna basically save all those sounds that you imported into your beat, all within its own little document there. So it may be like a slightly larger file that you're saving now. That's just because it's saving all those songs, all the sounds into that song. So if you were to take that beat to a different studio, all your sounds are still there. You don't have to worry about something missing and not showing up. Anyway guys, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss out on a new video, and I'll be back for lesson 2.